Just over 2 weeks until Election Day, and our next guest was out on the trail this weekend supporting Vice President Harris, and he found himself the online target of former President Trump. Joining us right now is billionaire investor and entrepreneur Mark Cuban. He's, of course, a minority owner of the Dallas Mavericks, co-founder of CostPlusDrugs.com. Mark, it's great to see you this morning.
Thanks for having me on.
A couple of things. I want to get to some of the things that Elon Musk, who's on the other side of you, the sort of dueling billionaires, if you will. But I want to start just with the polls and where this election stands. Clearly, your candidate was, at least it seemed, doing better than she was doing better a couple of weeks ago than she looks like she's doing today. If that's true, why do you think that's true?
Who knows? I mean, that was the regular season. This is the playoffs. It doesn't really matter. It's what happens going forward. And, you know, like every candidate always says, you've got to play like you're 1 point behind. So that's what we're doing.
What do you think of the polls? And from your conversations inside the campaign, what do they think of the polls?
Just what I said. I mean, different polls have different results. Different people claim different weightings. You know, there's conversations. Are they weighting women enough? You know, is it the reverse of 2016 where the Harris voters are the shy voters and aren't communicating to polls or publicly? No, nobody really knows. And so really it comes down to get out the vote. And the crazy thing is it's the Harris campaign versus Elon, not even versus Trump.
You're a markets guy. What do you think of Polymarket? What do you think of some of the other marketplaces where people are effectively taking bets on this election? And again, what looks like a big move for former President Trump.
Well, let me first say I'm an indirect investor in Polymarket through a fund that I'm in, a crypto fund that I'm in. And I know that you're not supposed to be an American and bet on Polymarket. And so it's not really an indication, I think, of anything. And I don't really know what hedges are out there. So it's possible to, you know, bet on one side and not bet on the other. And from all indications, most of the money coming into Polymarket is foreign money. So I don't think it's an indication of anything.
Let's talk about Elon Musk. He's been critical of you. You've been critical of him. What do you make in particular of this weekend's new effort to get people to the polls, that he is using $1 million a day? He's offering up for those who effectively sign his petition and register to vote.
I mean, it's innovative and it's desperate. You know, you only do that because you think you have to, but, you know, using a sweepstakes is not a bad idea. Whether or not it'll work is a whole nother thing. It just as easily could backfire, but you don't know until you try.
Do you think it's legal?
I mean, I actually looked into it. I initially thought it might not have been, but as a sweepstakes, it looks like it may be. But from a FEC perspective, I have no idea.
Hey, Mark, I'm looking at an NBC article from our corporate parent that just says, I guess, at an Arizona town hall meeting, when you were asked about the possibility of taxing unrealized capital gains, you said if you really thought that the vice president would do that you'd campaign against her. So I guess that was a true comment you made. And then my follow-up
So what I said
question,
was, you know, I said it's not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. If for some reason she lied about it, I would campaign against her so there wouldn't be a second term.
Okay. Then what I was going to ask you is, and I'm not going to go through, these are like, there's like 20 things, but I'll just pick out a couple that I think would be really scary. If she were to try to abolish the filibuster, if you knew she was going to do...
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Next.
And then how about free health care for all the
She doesn't talk about that. So here's exactly what she's talking about with health care.
But there were some things she has said. I can pick out probably 10 things where
Well, Joe, I can go back to an interview.
You would say, yeah, I'd campaign against her. So what do you like if all these other things
first, Joe,
would cause you to...
I saw an interview with you with Donald Trump where he said he would tax the oil industry out of existence. You know, does he still support that? Doesn't appear like people change their mind.
That, but yeah.
Oh, no, I'll send it to you if you want. But in any event, let's talk about health care. Particularly when I was in Phoenix, I was talking about the difference between Harris and Trump for small businesses. And I can go down through the list of things I love about her. First of all, 99.5% of businesses are small businesses. They're pass-through businesses. And she's been very, very clear that anybody making $400K or less, which is almost every pass-through business, their taxes are either going to stay the same or go down. And so that's one area where she has an advantage there. We don't have clarity from Trump. Number two is healthcare, right? She has been very, very specific that the PBMs, the pharmacy middlemen, are jacking up prices and having a negative impact on the cost of healthcare. And she's going to do something about it. And that's a conversation I've had directly with her. I know the impact it could have. It can turn into an immediate 20 to 30% savings for small businesses and for their employees, particularly with the ones with high deductible plans. That's more than an offset for inflation, for households and for small businesses, because the reality is the big pharmacy benefit managers aren't passing through the rebates on brands, are using specialty generics to jack up the price of generic medications. So all pricing for healthcare is distorted for small business. She has come out and talked about it. Donald Trump hasn't said a word. Yeah. Number three, we've all talked about immigration. Both have said that any non-citizens that are illegal, they're both going to deport them. What they haven't talked about is how they're going to deal with deportation of law-abiding non-citizens. Donald Trump has got Stephen Miller, who said he wants mass deportations. I sat in front of restaurant owners and I asked them, what would it be like if all of a sudden you got a knock on your door and there was somebody from Stephen Miller's squad asking you for the names and addresses and immigration status of everybody that works for you? That's not how you can run a country. And so Kamala Harris has said she's going to have very specific procedures for law-abiding non-citizens for the processes they'll have to follow to either stay or leave. Yep. You want that to be sane. You want that to be transparent. You want there to be a specific process for everybody to follow. You don't want Elian Gonzalez type scenarios. That is horrible for business. The other thing I said, and this isn't really as much small business as bigger business, is his Taiwan policy. He just came out a few days ago saying that if China went into Taiwan, he would tariff China 150 to 200%. Now, you know, the most important company in the world is Taiwan Semiconductor. They literally control the destiny of NVIDIA, of Apple, the Mag 7, trillions of dollars of market cap. He literally turned that decision into a financial decision. That's insane. You cannot put at risk our entire technological advancement, our entire technological economy and the future of AI in this country as a tariff decision. That just doesn't work.